Movies. The average person can be inspired by them. They can make us laugh. Movies can keep us on the edge of our seat, and so much more. Maddie's Movie Mix is a podcast for movie enthusiasts of all kinds. We hope you enjoy the show.
So you had a professor.
Yeah, I did. And she looked exactly like Edna Mode.
Who's Edna Mode?
Edna Mode. She is a costume designer, which is the real word for that. She does more than just clothes. Costume designer. But yeah, she was short. She had glasses. She taught my poli-sci class, and she got really quiet. And they got really intense. And then it really helped me pay attention.
Maybe Edna Mode was based off of her.
She was quite the character to get inspiration off of.
Yeah. But the voice is a man's voice.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, I was like shocked at that. I didn't know that.
Well,
All these years, I had no idea.
Voice acting is the craziest thing. Because there was, I don't know if it's still an issue. I know a few years ago there was the controversy of men voicing women characters and like even bringing it to a race of white people doing black people voices and getting huge trouble like Family Guy and all those things. Mm-hmm. And it's just very interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of weird to me, but yeah. I mean, they're cartoons.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's a meritocracy thing.
That's a word.
It is. Do you know what it means?
Well, I'll be honest. I didn't fully catch the full word.
Meritocracy.
No.
So it's based off of merit. How good you are.
No, now as we
job.
Break it down like I was taught in second grade.
Right.
Break down the words. It makes
merit,
sense.
Meritocracy. So we're in such a place, and I don't want to get off on a tangent again here, but we're in such a place that it's not based off of your abilities anymore and how good you are. But of course, Brad Bird directed this, so he voiced Edna. Probably is in trouble for it now that we mentioned this, and the
got a sequel.
Of people that watch this, but whatever. Holly Hunter's in it. Craig T. Nelson, you mentioned off camera.
I love Craig T. Nelson.
I do too.
He could be a dad anywhere.
Yeah,
it's so believable, his voice. And again, this is all voice acting. Everything else, well, was it? I don't think any of it, because they have fancy stuff where they do like the weird bubble green suit, where they're still technically they're voice acting, but then they still get the mannerisms. I don't know.
Sure.
This was not that.
No, this is too old for that. Yeah. I know what you mean. So
not to get off topic again.
Yeah. No, but they put the green suit on basically with those diodes or whatever on them, and then they
look so funny.
So then I know that is funny. Yeah. Can you imagine how fun that would be though to just mess around with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I would. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I have a green screen.
So all we need is the
behind
you.
You can get
cotton
the
balls.
Yeah.
It's basically the technology. You can't get any fancier than that.
That's right. How do you do that? You go really like dig deep into it and say, man, they can do anything because it is a cartoon?
Right.
Wait, it's animation.
What's the difference between animation and cartoons?
The artist.
Oh, so there's an animation degree and there's a cartoon degree.
I think so.
Can't cross the lines.
I think that's the way they would look at it.
That's fair.
But no, we were just looking at Edna doing the costume design for Mr. Incredible.
Lots of red suits.
Yeah, and it stands out. I like it.
Yeah, they do.
It's great.
And then they had the homing thing on the eye that flashed, which was really cool. They had the old costumes, retro, which looked retro. So they did a great job of not only having two different design of costumes, but they did a good job of one feeling older and one feeling updated.
Yeah. I really like that about the costume design and the clothes.
Right. That's what I'm going to say. Let's grade the clothes.
Right. You might as well bridge the gap because that makes sense.
Right.
I mean, so I really like that. So that actually, some of those things that they paid attention to, those details, made a big difference for me in how I enjoyed the film.
Yeah.
So it's a 4.2.
Okay.
For costume design.
Well, and so again, going to animation, I didn't know where to critique this. All the main characters have a very distinguished face, which looks great. But some of the side characters, they look very bland. And so, like, they look similar. You could place one hat on another guy, and they could be the same person.
Yeah.
So I struggled with that, and I don't know if that's where to put it. So I'm going to put in costume design, where they could have done better with that.
Yeah.
Making the background characters a little bit more unique, because, like I said, it got dull. They did a great job with all the main characters and putting a lot of emphasis on it. Syndrome with the spiky hair, Murat, like all the characters were very interesting if they were on the forefront. And the costume. They also did a great job of the homes, like when they weren't in their super suits, of mom clothes, dad clothes, what kids would typically wear.
Yeah.
So they did a good job again with that
teenager. Yeah, exactly.
So I gave it a 4.0. I again wish the background characters either just remove them or just give them more character and unique things to look at.
That makes sense. When you look at the way this is animated, though, they all have those kind of more rounded features.
Yeah.
Syndrome is, and even Mr. Incredible is elongated face.
Yep.
But yet still has the softer edges and
right.
things. And so, to me, that made sense and it worked. But I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get it. But yeah.
I don't think it bothered me as a kid. But now that we're looking at these things, I'm like,
I didn't watch this as a kid.
Well, that's because it probably didn't come out then. Take your time machine, grab your younger self, and bring it back.
Exactly. No, very enjoyable the way they did the costumes for me.
Yeah.
How they, because they wouldn't have needed to do that. That's a detail that you could have just not. They were already superheroes. You could have not done the update, all that kind of stuff. That would have made sense too. We also talked about how off camera, how would we talk about actor chemistry?
Right.
That's a big one for us. That's important to me because there's some movies. I think we talked about once the Star Trek or basically
hate us
making the joke like we did before. The Clone Wars one. We kind of just mentioned how the
weird
acting,
dynamics.
Yeah, the acting was just not very good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good story there and things like that. But so that chemistry, the way that they really act together and whether the acting was good or not is important to me.
Mm-hmm.
This, to me, you can tell that, I think, I don't know for sure.
No, you know.
Well, no. It feels like the way this is going that they're in the same room together.
Yeah.
A few of them anyway.
Right.
And having that, they're
being able to play off of each other.
Yeah, they're seeing what the motions are. They're hearing the inflection and then, doing it back and forth like a normal scene would be.
Right.
It feels that way to me.
I agree. They had a great, it felt like a family.
Yeah.
The family dynamics were there. Dash and Violet not getting along, picking on each other, and then encouraging each other when they were doing well and needed to have that. And then the whole mom and dynamic between Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible was really fun to see.
That flirting and stuff at the beginning.
Yeah. Which that was the one part that didn't make sense to me, because at the very beginning they did interviews with each of the superheroes, and when they asked Elastigirl, "So are you ready to settle down or have a family?" and she was like, "No way."
Yeah.
And so, do you think that big switch? Because I think the scene built towards no more superheroes shortly after that, and then they had a family. So, do you think the big switch was because now you can't go and fight crime?
Well, if you do the whole timeline, that wouldn't actually be real accurate because they were still fighting crime. They were out there fighting crime at the time of their wedding.
Right.
I think what it was is...
shortly after that...
Yeah, but it was after that, but they didn't know, I don't think. The timeline to me, they didn't know that was happening. But so you have Elastigirl as the character.
Yep.
And you have the person.
Yeah.
That becomes the mom.
Right.
You know, she's a person. So I think Elastigirl was the persona.
Yeah.
That's how I took it.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you took it like it was a full-on character.
Like Clark Kent and
right.
Superman.
Yeah.
Like they're, you know, very different people.
Yeah. You got the two sides of the coin.
One's super, one's not.
One has glasses, one doesn't.
Cape, no cape. I mean, you know.
No cape.
Right. That was funny.
And they really brought that. Even they brought going back again. If we want to talk about costume, they brought that full circle.
Oh, exactly.
Which was amazing.
Yes.
And
the detail there.
Even there was another detail that I really enjoyed where when why can't I think of Elastigirl's normal name? But when she was being the mom, talking to Dash and saying,
I can't either right now.
Right. I can't even take it. My mind's gone. But when she was talking to Dash, I was saying...
all I can think of is Holly Hunter, and that's the actress.
Yeah.
That's the actress.
Right. Wow. And you know what the funny part is? Edna's saying her name quite frequently right now.
Turn up the volume.
It's just mocking us. When he was talking to Dash about everyone's special, and then Dash says, you know, well, that makes it feel like nobody's special.
Yes.
And then they brought that full circle when Syndrome said, you know, everyone's going to have superpowers, or which will make nobody super.
Right.
So I love that dynamic and the way they tied those small details together. Again, you could watch it a few times and catch a lot of small things that tie together that you don't typically see.
I only watched it once to review it for this, but back then I watched it probably 4 or 5 times.
This was one of Megan's favorite movies.
Yeah.
Despicable Me and this.
I used my kids as the excuse to watch it, but I don't know if it was really my kids that liked it.
Yeah. Well, you got superheroes, and you got, you know...
I love animated.
The good old Pixar mix
cartoon.
of...
Yeah. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I do. I really do.
Yeah. But the actor chemistry was pretty good.
Yeah, so we'll get back on that. I'm gonna do a 4.0 on it just simply because it is animated. You don't really know what's going on. You can do a lot of stuff with editing.
Yeah.
I mean, we make you sound good every week.
And it's
clearly
a miracle.
The voice editing.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just messing with you.
Don't even talk about what they do with the camera. Talking about the green screen, I'm not even.
Tyler actually doesn't exist,
That's
y'all.
right. This is just you talking to yourself. But here's the other thing with actor chemistry. You know,
I got to take that one a little further. When you talk to yourself, the key is to not answer back.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
That's the key.
At least
just talk, don't answer.
That's right. Yes. Actor chemistry.
I'm a 4.0.
I gave it a 4.3 again. So it's hard to grade because again, we're basing it basically all off the voices and how we feel they interact together. Mm-hmm. Whereas in a normal movie, we do get to see how they interact face to face, which is really important to be able to see those dynamics, see those connections, tensions, and things like that. So I'll give credit in the animation side is that they have to animate those things. And they do have a lot of freedom to do whatever they want, but they also still have to make the characters fit the voice. Which I thought they did really well. So I gave it a 4.3 because of that.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of talent involved here.
Yeah. I liked in this movie too that even superheroes have to work out. And so they had to have that whole scene and they didn't have to do that. I mean, he could have just had the powers, gone right back into it, not even played that at all. Right. It's just a superpower. He can do it.
Yeah.
But they did the whole workout scene, which was really cool to see.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, the trains and all that.
That's right. I played the song in 8th grade band class with my tuba. So I got to play the do 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 do. In case you are curious, that's what the bass line is for a lot of it.
Sure,
it's very jazzy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's great. It's This is something I could listen to.
I did that on the way here, which I usually try to do. The last few I've not done that. I'm being honest, everyone.
Right.
I failed. But this one, I do
The
love
McDonald's and the score,
Ba, 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 ba.
but just the McDonald's, huh?
Well, I've been listening to other just podcasts, so I listen to other podcasts. This is just being a vulnerable moment.
Tyler's like, "Are you going to kick me out?"
That's right. What do you mean?
But you did say you just watched Van Wilder.
Yeah.
You never watch.
No. Well, I
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
You were hyping it up, and I was really excited to see
Yeah,
what it was. It was
We're
turned
doing
out
new
incredibly
editing
well.
and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
20-year throwback.
Wait till you see some of the other ones.
I can't wait.
Yeah. We knocked them out of the park
Man, we are.
on the editing.
That's
side
right.
here. Yeah.
And we know.
So if you do
we're
listen,
talking
go
about
over to
commercials
YouTube and watch.
Yeah, YouTube. If you have questions, you know
Yeah.
where you can ask the questions, right, Matt?
I do.
It's
do you?
LegitQ at Matty'sMovieMix.com.
Yes, you got it.
I am a growing man. Change is possible. This was also a super cool scene.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
If you're listening to it and not watching it for whatever reason.
Right. So, yeah, he's looking through Syndrome's database,
Yeah.
and
He is going through all the superheroes, modifying the enhancements of the super. What I don't know what it's called. It probably says
Yeah.
it says prototype.
yeah,
It's a weird name.
right.
Just kidding. But it was an emotional scene. Like they could have probably done more with it to make it more emotional, but still a kids movie.
Yeah, slow it down a little bit
Yeah.
is one thing I thought of. Is like they flashed it through pretty fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all these superheroes that were
Right.
killed. Yeah,
Geezer beam.
sad day.
Samuel L. Jackson. We haven't even talked about Samuel L.
I
Jackson.
know.
Honey, where's my super suit? Why do you need your super suit?
So he would have just been coming off of Star Trek on this one, right? I'm just kidding. Star Wars.
May you live long and prosper.
I'm not sure I'm gonna. I hope I do, but
That's
I think
right.
Tyler's gonna kill me.
Well,
Maybe anyway.
great balls of fire.
So score.
Score. Oh, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
Jazzy.
yeah. Entertaining though.
Yeah.
Fun.
It's when I listen, I always have a hard time. Mission Impossible theme is very similar.
Yeah.
So when I was on the way here listening to it, I was like, oh, it's just like a jazzy Mission Impossible song.
Even sound effects though, you listen to them. There's some a little James Bond-esque stuff. There's some sound effects in those flying with the blades on them. You know, the bad guys had
Right.
and stuff. Some of those were some Star Wars. Like, obviously, I don't think they can do them identical.
Right.
But it was like, oh, that sounds a little familiar.
Well, what's that screen that's used everywhere? They have a very specific. I can't remember what it's called.
The movie?
Well, like when stormtroopers die, there's always the ah. There's a very specific terminology for that,
Sure.
and that they use in all films for whatever reason.
I'm not sure the terminology, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
The score was good though.
It was.
Gosh,
What did you give it?
I gave it a 4.5.
Woo!
Again, it's so much fun. It was
Yeah.
fun to play in band. It was fun to listen to on the side. They did a great job of incorporating what was going on action scene and then pausing it when there was an intense moment.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a great job of not only creating a great soundtrack, which is hard to do in itself, but incorporating into the movie, specifically to the scenes that were happening. Which, again, going back to anime, they had a little bit more control, specifically when those were being shot and how it looked.
Yeah.
But it's still not easy to do.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. So I went a little emotional on my score for this, 4-1, because it brought back really good memories, and stuff, watching with the kids and just having fun with
Right.
it. So, yeah.
Gosh, it's good.
I looked it up right before we started recording.
Yeah, you did.
Just to make sure that it was a thing.
That's right.
But it makes sense. It would have to be because someone would have to,
Make
essentially
sure the
be in
scenes flow.
charge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'll start on this one. But Dark scenes were good. It was some of the scenes. Obviously, you can do whatever you want to with this, and you can modify it later and all those things, which is super cool.
So hard,
right? So for this, I mean, you could literally take years to do this because it's like, oh, that's not quite right. That's not quite right. That's
this slight tweaking.
Yeah. But like this jet scene right here, I like how they made the light look like it would look.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's coming in the front and a little bit of the sides, but behind her it's dark.
Yeah.
So it's dark there, you know. So I like that kind of stuff. You wouldn't have to do it.
Even like some of the small details with Violet's invisibility, where if she's wearing normal street clothes, you can still see those, but she's gone.
Right.
And so, like, I remember the first scene when the boy sees her and or doesn't see her, and she goes invisible, and then she's like, "Oh, he looked at me," but all you see is her clothes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of those small details. The footprints when she was invisible, even looking at that in the sand. Just a lot of small details, but again, you can fix those things.
Yeah.
And make them whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
It is.
I think it's great. But is that just because they had a lot of freedom and choice to be able to do with it?
Well, and I think that would mean someone has an eye for detail.
Yeah.
You know.
So I give it a 4.3.
Okay.
I'll give it first.
All right.
This was the first one I gave first.
I think it is. I'm a flat 4 again on this. I don't know. The probably the reason being it's animated, and I think that because you can come back and tweak it, I'm going to lower that a little bit. A normal movie like this, I probably would have given it a 4 or 5 also.
Maybe we need to give different scales for when we do animated versus live action.
We might need to do that.
Because I don't think it's fair to the movie. Again, not that we're super critics.
No.
But
I mean the millions of people that listen.
That's
said tongue in
our
cheek.
voice is law.
Right. No, but in all seriousness, I think that a cinematographer has a more difficult job to initially shoot, like the scenes. You have to shoot them over and over if something's not right.
That's
all
true.
those kinds of things. So that's why I gave it a little bit lower.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about booms,
right?
Boom mics,
right?
Yeah, this is a solid 4.4.
Oh man, I gave it a 4.7.
It's
at my age, I can keep watching it. I'm super entertained.
Yeah, well, and this is as a kid, Jack. So this is a scene with Jack in it. I remember when I was a kid, and this released on DVD, and they had the Jack attack scene, explaining what happened when she was babysitting him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you should. It's really funny.
Okay,
because you know when they get the mom, because we don't know her real name apparently. Listens to these voicemails, or later on they listen to the voicemails. You can hear her voice being like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yes, okay. I did see that.
Yeah. Super fun.
Yeah. I
not a part of the
that.
movie.
No, it's not a part of the movie, but yes, I did see that.
It's like the shorts they do now on Disney Plus. They just include it with the package, which was super cool.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Overall entertainment.
Yeah.
Very
We're going to get an LED up above my head.
Then I'll see a laser pointer just randomly going by like, oh.
No, it's hard for me to stay on track too, but
focus like a hawk.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have got a lot of good one-liners. Super fun characters and character dynamics that are entertaining to watch throughout the film. You do see growth in it too, which is again I think a hard thing to do sometimes in animated films, because an actor I feel has the plus of being able to know exactly what emotions they're expressing.
Yeah.
With an animated film, they have to do all the animation in the background and make sure it's believable. So that's hard to do. Yeah. I would only assume with some of that stuff.
Right.
And they did a great job.
Yeah, they did. Did you give your score?
Yeah, I said 4.3.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then you said 4.7.
Yeah. Sorry.
Some people actually listen.
I know. I need an LED too.
They won places.
They did. they make it so it's what's fun about some of these animated movies is they do make it realistic.
Yeah.
Like there's an ocean scene that we're looking at right now, you know. They wouldn't need to do those things to the extent that they did in this film.
Right.
And it still could have been just as good.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to an island and there's different spots on that island. And so those are all locations to me, not just the island. In the city, in the house.
Well, and the danger with animated films that you see sometimes is sometimes because they have the freedom to go
there's
anywhere.
Danger
Ranger. No, not for these people. They're superheroes.
Will Robinson.
And we are definitely staying focused very well.
Super focused episode.
But so sometimes the issue is they go to too many places and it doesn't make sense with the story.
Yeah.
This one, I felt like they did a good job of. There was just the right amount of. There weren't too many, and even the island had so many different areas within it that was nice. So they didn't have to go to other places, but it was all located with an island that makes sense.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
No, that's good. So probably a 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to give it. But
Well,
I
you
want to be
better give
copycat. 4 or 5 is. I also enjoyed all the locations. The home was cool. Edna Mode's house.
Yeah.
Super fun to see. Yeah. We got the eye scanners, voice recognition, and then the way they went down to show off all the different suits.
Yeah.
Fun design.
Well, don't forget about the machine gun that came out.
Oh, that's right. And guest.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, still 4-4.
I better copy you then. I already own it. So
That's fair.
We already know it's over a 4.
Yeah, and they finally got a sequel. How many ever years later?
15, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or 16 or something like that.
It was something
15
crazy.
or I don't know. Yeah, it was
It was
wild.
a fun one, kind of like Top Gun Maverick, where they did the nice little prelude to it of like, we're so excited. Like, we've been working on it for years, so we're excited to finally present it to you guys.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I don't remember liking it.
It's not as good.
I saw it once, and maybe I think for the second one, I if I remember right, they didn't like go ahead in years, right?
It was right after.
It was right after everything. See, yeah, that's I didn't like that. If you're going to wait a couple of years or 4 years or even maybe 5 years, okay, I can deal with it. But 14 or 15 or 16-ish, nah.
Just pretend it came out right afterwards.
No.
All right, that's fair.
Questions, comments, suggestions.
Reach out to us at LegitQ at Matty'sMovieMix.com.
So on my other podcast, I do Ask Matt Anything.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do something like that, too.
Yeah.
Where we'll just do an episode every now and then on people that comment.
That'd be a lot of fun.
And ask us questions.
Yeah.
Ask Tyler, how he does such a good job focusing.
And ask Matt how he remembers all the different topics we talk about.
Yeah, I'm not sure I do. See y'all next time. Hammer the share button. Go ahead and hammer out a comment to us. Go ahead and hammer the like button. Go ahead and hammer the subscription button. Go ahead and hammer the notification bells, because you know what? That's the best way you can support us. We appreciate it.